What's up, everybody? John Hoover, AllSooners.com, along with Ryan Chapman, Randall Sweet. We're coming off the bye week, so hang with us. We're a little rusty. No, but we've got that championship strain, that intense focus, right? That competitive depth. We're doing it all here at AllSooners.com. Oklahoma versus UCF this week. We're at the stadium because it's Tuesday, and we're talking about Brent Venables' press conference. He had a 40-something minute press conference today, as he usually does. Sooners are playing UCF this week. Central Florida's coming to town on Saturday morning, 11 a.m. on ABC. Dusty Dvorak's going to be among those in the booth, so that's kind of cool. Guys, I looked it up. Actually, I looked in the notes. Mike Houck looked it up for us. OU is 23-1 since Bob Stoops arrived after the Texas game. The week after beating Texas, losing to Texas, playing Texas, the Sooners are 23-1. Here's the deal, though. OU's got some work to do. They got to get some guys healthy. There's a number of guys Brent Venables talked about today at his press conference who they're hopeful might be healthy. Some other guys are back. Randall, tell us all about it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we learned last week from Brent Venables that Andrel Anthony's going to miss the remainder of the season. He's going to have season-ending surgery on to deal with the leg injury suffered against Texas. But the good news for the Sooners is that it looks like the four cornerbacks that were all injured will be back this week. Brent Venables said today, and that's Kenai Walker, that's Gentry Williams, that's Makari Vickers, and that's Josiah Wagner. So that'll be great for the Sooners to get the depth back at the defensive back positions. He also mentioned, Brent Venables also mentioned the four offensive interior linemen, the guards that they'll be rotating with, and that's Caleb Schaefer, that's Caden Green, Troy Everett, and Savion Byrd. With the McCade Matoyer injury, Brent Venables also told us last week that he'd be back sooner rather than later. Doesn't seem like sooner means this week, though. And so, we'll expect to see maybe Caden Green and Caleb Schaefer, some combination of those four at the guard spots this week. And also Javonte Barnes, Brent Venables mentioned that the Sooners are hopeful for him for the remainder of the season, the back half of this season, but nothing concrete on the running back just yet.
Yeah, that's the question that I asked at the end when we ran out of time, and it was like, anybody else got any questions? It's like, yeah, I got one. Is Javonte Barnes healthy? Listen, Oklahoma's offense, OU's an 18-point favorite in this thing. Opened, I should say, as an 18-point favorite. Lines moved a little bit. OU's offense is going to need to be on point, though. Whether it's Dillon Gabriel, whether it's Jeff Lebby, whether it's Javonte Barnes, whoever you want to put out there, guys are going to have to be on their guys are going to have to be good on offense. Because why? Because UCF's offense is one of the best in the country.
Yeah, and we know this, right? We covered Lincoln Riley, those teams. They were really bad off of bye weeks. Oklahoma was under Lincoln Riley. Hoover ran a big story about it in 2021. I'm sure no one wants to think about that. Brent Venables, this is a very different bye week this year for Oklahoma. Last year was about surviving, trying to figure stuff out. This year it's about getting healthy, like Randall said, but it's also about maintaining that focus now that all the expectations are ratcheted up. And this UCF offense is going to be a huge test for that. They're the top offense in the Big 12 as far as yards per game go. They're a top 5 rushing offense in the country. And Brent Venables talked about Gus Malzahn, the head coach for the Knights. He's got national championship pedigree, but he also weaves in a ton of deception. Brent Venables has talked about it both on his coach's show Monday night and today with us, that UCF and Kansas, which ironically Oklahoma played in back-to-back weeks, are top 2 in the nation in trick play percentage. And they've got guys at all different levels. That UCF offensive line, it was named as on the semifinalist list for the Joe Moore Award. That's an experienced group. They've got tons of excellent skill position players, really a lot of speed at running back. And we talked about Oklahoma's health. UCF got a big boost on Monday. Gus Malzahn announced starting quarterback John Rice Plumlee. He will be back, and he is an absolute weapon in the running game. So we talked to Key Lawrence last Monday on the bye week, Ethan Downs last night. Both of those guys talked a lot about one of the big improvements this Oklahoma defense can make is nailing down and being a lot more consistent in those run fits. That we've seen Oklahoma make big improvements in the rushing defense, but this is going to be another massive test. Oklahoma's played a top 8 rushing offense before in Cincinnati. They were 8th in the country coming into that game. UCF is better than that group. So coming out of this bye week, I think defensively you'll be able to tell where's the mindset of this team. Are they able to stay locked in despite all the press they've gotten the last week and a half for beating Texas? If so, They should have a solid, mentally clean performance against UCF. If you see some of those mental lapses, some of those errors, not the intensity you expect from this Oklahoma team, that will show up early in Oklahoma's run defense, as UCF has the potential to gash everybody they play, even though it hasn't quite happened in Big 12 play yet, because they've been playing with the backup quarterback without John Rice Plumlee.
I want to see the analytics book that says UCF is number 1 in the country in deceptive plays. That's the way Brent Venables phrased it today. And Kansas is number 2. It's one of the reasons that they're having a so-so year, good year, successful year. Again, OU 23-1 after bye weeks since Bob Stoops arrived. A couple more notes I want to get to, a couple more quotes I want to get to, and stats. But I'll let Randall go at this one because I wrote the story that last night at AllSooners.com. Check it out. We interviewed Dylan Gabriel. I asked Jeff Lebby about it after the ball game down in Texas, down in Dallas. After they beat Texas, I said, Jeff, we're not going to get a chance to talk to you because the Monday press conferences have been canceled, right? But I asked him about facing UCF again, and he got a lot of questions about coaching Dylan Gabriel and recruiting Dylan Gabriel. So put that into a story last night. Interesting choice of words by Brent Venables today. I thought it was very interesting. Last night it was Dylan Gabriel said he said it's funny how college football gives you full circle moments. He started his career at UCF when Jeff Lebby was there. Brent Venables had a different word for it today.
Yeah, Brent Venables described their relationship as a father-son relationship. I mean, obviously, I think we've seen, especially this year, I mean, going back to last year, that Jeff Lebby and Dylan Gabriel are very close. Obviously, that relationship started at UCF. Then, when Lebby gets hired here at Oklahoma and brings Gabriel in, that relationship is renewed there. I mean, obviously, the way that Gabriel has played this year, kind of putting himself into that Heisman contender category, has really, strengthened that relationship with him and Lebby. And I think that, it'll be interesting to see Gabriel, Lebby play their former team this weekend. I mean, like you said, Dylan Gabriel said it's a full circle moment. Bringing, with the team coming here, and I mean this is something that he's been asked about since the summer. Since Big 12 media days, and when I know at least when a few of his teammates were asked about it last night, they kind of shook it off and said that DG's mentioned it, but that it's, again, their mentality is always want to know every week. So I think we'll see on Saturday how much that really does play into effect. But it is an interesting wrinkle for sure.
It's been an interesting journey for Dylan this year. He didn't beat Cincinnati, so he beat Cincinnati. He hadn't beaten Tulsa, so he beats Tulsa. He certainly hasn't beaten UCF, right? He played for UCF. So he's getting to kind of close some doors, so to speak, in that realm. OU is going after, get this, its third 7-0 start of the last 18 years. If they win Saturday, they'll be 7-0 for the third time in 18 years. Lots going on at AllSooners.com. This is going to be a fun game. UCF, the number 4 ranked offense in the country. OU, the number 6 ranked offense in the country. Going to be a lot of points. Going to be a lot of plays because both offenses run a lot of tempo, and I think both quarterbacks are red hot right now. Plumlee's coming back from the injury, so we'll see how that goes. But what you need to do is keep it at AllSooners.com. We're going to have player interviews, coach interviews throughout the week, leading up to the podcast on Wednesday. More stuff on Friday, of course. That's one of our big days, and then Saturday we'll be here with a full boat loaded for an 11 a.m. kickoff between OU and UCF. For Ryan, for Randall, I'm John Hoover. See you guys.